Hi everyone, this is Sam. Welcome to my Flosstube channel, Stitch Again Sam. This is my first video of 2024 and it's going to be sort of in the format of 2023 stats, a WIP parade, and plans for 2024. So a little bit different than normal, but hopefully I enjoy watching these videos, so I hope that you enjoy it also. So stats for 2023. I have a paper, so I'm looking down. Okay, and we've already had to restart this video once because my dog had to defend me against the FedEx man, so hopefully that does not happen again, but you're gonna probably hear his nails on the floor. Okay, so at the beginning of 2023, I started with 28 WIPs. A little more, like that to me was a number that was more than I really wanted it to be. So one of my goals was to make that number lower. 5 of those are retired in one way or another. So 3 are, I'm just never going to stitch them. And 2, I want to restart them, but I haven't yet. So to me, those 5 are retired and not to be counted anymore in an active WIP count. 17 of them were finished. So that was good. So that means there are 6 remaining from that original 28. I started 34 new projects during the course of the year, which sounds like a lot, except 12 of them were like small monthly projects. And there were a lot of like ornaments and just generally things that were small in that number. Not all of them, but a lot of them were. So of those 34, 30 of them are finished, leaving 4 WIPs from that group. So a total of 10 WIPs remaining. So goal of having less than 28, very much accomplished, and a total of 47 finishes for the year. Also good. Not so good on the fully finishing them, so we'll talk about that in plans. All right, so that's a little bit of the stats background. Now let's go through the 10 WIPs and kind of talk about each of them and sort of their plans. Oh, before we do that, I don't know if I had this to show on my last video or not, but I'm gonna show it again really quick. I am using this little calendar planner from Rifle Paper Company. I bought it at Staples. I had like a coupon, I had to return like an Amazon thing at Staples, and they give you a percentage off coupon, and I saw this and I'm like, okay, that one's cute. It's a little bit smaller, probably like just a little bit smaller than like what the Book of Days book would be, but it's the same like monthly format. And the cool thing is it's already got like pretty stuff on it, so I'm not bothering with stickers or anything this year. And the way it is set up, there is, in case you're interested in it, there is like this year in review page, and I've started filling some things out on here. Are things like blurrier? I hope not. It looks a little blurry. Okay, so there's like lines for each month. So what I've kind of done is gone through in pencil and started penciling in some of my plans, and then once something really happens, I'll go over it again in pen. So I'm using those pages that way. I'm using the calendar pages just as normal and writing in what I worked on. And then in the back, there are just some blank note pages, which again, well, I guess these I could do, but these are the list of starting WIPs, and then any new starts here. And then I think I had a page, right, for finishes in there. So kind of similar to how I used my calendar last year, but that's a cute format. And again, no stickers. Each month is a little different. They're cute. It's a cute book. Okay, so we're gonna go in order of oldest to newest for the WIPs. And the first one is this Erica Michaels pattern called Walk on the Beach. And I originally started this as a vacation, like work on this while I'm on vacation. I'm doing a number of things differently on this one. It is, let's see, hopefully that, oh yeah, well, that's not too bad. Okay, and I didn't iron anything. I'm sorry. If I would have waited to iron, this would have just never happened. So this is where we're at currently. I am stitching this on just a 16 count. It's like an antique white or ivory Aida. So that's the first thing that's different from the call for. I think it was on like a gauze, 40 count silk gauze. I don't really know what that is versus like a linen, or if it's similar to a 40 count linen. Okay, so this is the lesson in colors and like timing. So this pattern was originally copyright 2019. It doesn't seem that long ago, but the colors that are called for, like specifically in this part where it says soul, when you look at those threads, they look nothing like that. And I'm like, oh, well, that is not really what I wanted. So I ended up using, I'm not that far into that part, but I'm using a variegated DMC. It's darker than that, but in person, it looks fine and I like it. And I'm also not doing that like checkerboard effect on the beach part. So I have pretty good progress on this. I'm hoping this one is a finish it this year. I think it is doable to finish this in this coming year. So that is number one. Number two is the Flea Market I'm old, that's how I see. Flea Market Flowers. It's a Lori Holt pattern, very popular. Oh shoot, I forgot to write down who this was. I had seen someone else do this where they switched all the colors to yellows, and then so it looked more like sunflowers. And so and I'm sorry, so I'm not giving proper credit for that, but it's the best I can do here. So I am a fair way into this. I'm kind of regretting some of the color choices that I made. Like there are some that are brighter and some that are a little bit more muddy. And I'm not sure about those muddier colors. Oh, this is on a 14 count. Yes, 14 count Aida white washboard by Fabric Flair, because I thought that would be cute and I like it. So I'm debating about, oh gosh, maybe redoing a couple of those flowers and just doing fewer combinations of colors. I mean, looking at it here, it doesn't look that bad. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like, to me, the thing is the muddy colors versus the vibrant colors that I'm not sure about. Feel free to share an opinion. You could talk me out of or into picking out some flowers. I don't know if this one's gonna get done because I feel like it always goes a little slower than it looks like it should be able to be done. But if I'm gonna pick things out, probably not. So we'll see how things go with that one. I have to just make a decision. And part of it is because I'm unsure about what I wanna do, like I almost don't wanna work on this one until I know what my plan is. Okay. We're gonna need some thought on that one. All right, so that's number two. Oh, number three, I don't have a photo of the final thing, but you probably have seen pictures of it. And that is it was a stitch along hosted by Frosted Pumpkin. And let's not do that. And it's called Under the Sea. Obviously I'm behind, just finished up like over maybe a year ago. I don't know, it's been a while. There is on the original pattern a border kind of all around it, and then it says Under the Sea at the bottom. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just doing kind of the center portion. So this one is pretty close to a finish. And this one kind of falls into the category of, I started it because I thought it was really cute, and I am a big fan of things that are kind of ocean and beach theme. Oh, and sorry, one second. The fabric that this is on is just, it's a 14 count Aida. I think it's Charles Craft. You can buy it at Michael's, and it has sort of a blue-green printed modeling on the front. So the lesson that I'm learning from this one is it's cute, but like, I don't know what I'm really going to do with it. Because it's kind of beach theme, I'll probably put it in my one daughter's room that's kind of beach theme, but like, there's only so much stuff that can go in there. So I need to chill out on that a little bit. And I think part of learning this is going, you know, there's a difference between things that I think are cute and might be fun to stitch and things that I would want to display in my home. And I need to take that into some amount of consideration. I know there's a lot of talk about, are you is it process stitcher versus project? Like you just enjoy stitching and you don't really care whatever happens to it in the end, or you want the final product to display or use in some way. I'm probably a little bit of both. Like, I'm having fun. I like stitching this, but I don't know what I would ever necessarily do with it. And I guess I have to say in process because I'm so bad at actually finishing things and displaying them, because like, as I sit here, there's like not a single bit of cross stitch anywhere in like the main area of my home. So I do want to remedy that. But I think I'm trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about what projects I start, so that what I end up with is something that I have a place where I know I would display it and have it out, because otherwise that's a lot of time spent for something that nobody ever sees, right? Okay. Next up is Madame Chantilli Celebrates Summer. So it's one of the tier tray patterns. And I do like these, and I don't know that I'm gonna stitch like all of them, but there's a couple others, like specifically I know I like the Halloween one. I'm not gonna include the word summer here. I'm just doing the tray. And this is one that when I pulled this out, I was like, oh, I got further along on this than I remembered. So that's always kind of a nice feeling. Oh, I can see through that a bit. But so the tray itself is completely done. Some of those flowers on the bottom. I have that Hello Beach, like the outline and the letters done. Let's go down. And a little bit of the start of the mermaid on the top. So decent progress. And I feel like this is, potentially something that could get finished during the course of the year. It has potential. I'm not gonna start another one of these until I finish this one though. We'll have one of those at a time. And this is something I would definitely think, like I would display this maybe in my office space that is over there. I have a wall in there that I could put it on. Or like we have a little hallway, and I would switch that out like based on the seasons if I had more than one. Okay, next is probably my favorite WIP. Oh, seriously, I have a low battery. Okay, we're gonna hope we get through this. Okay, this is Ink Circles, and it's called Dog's Declaration. It says life, liberty, and the pursuit of squirrels. So this falls into the category of, there's a whole bunch of places in my house that I would be willing to like hang this if it were done. So these are the lessons I need to learn and what I do. And I have made quite a bit of progress on this one. So we have life, liberty, and the pursuit done, and quite a bit of the motifs around it. I am stitching this on, I think it's Tyco linen. Oh, I'm sorry. That Celebrate Summer was a 28 count Whisper Lugana. I forgot to mention that. And just the called for TMCs on that one. This is a 40 count Tyco linen by Picture This Plus. It's what was called for. And the called for Valdani flosses. One strand over two. I love stitching on this. I don't know, it's just fun because I think it's like what everybody says about these. You could just do a couple little motifs and feel like you accomplished something, or a letter. I started this on my birthday in 2022. I ended up restarting it because I did not like the fabric that I chose. So this is like round 2 of this version, or of this pattern. I'm planning on kind of making this my focus piece. So I'm hoping that this can be done by my birthday this year. And then I want to start Summer Quaker by Leela Studio. I wanted to start when Samantha, the Huga Stitcher, started it as a stitch along. I think it was for her birthday in August last year. But I was just like, I have that, like, I didn't want to have two really big projects like that going on at once. So I think she's sort of the, this is going to take me multiple years, jump in whenever you want. So when I want, hopefully will be around my birthday this particular year. Okay, the next one, I also, sorry, don't have the final picture, but I have enough done here that I think you'll get the gist. This is called Peak Santa, and it is an Emma Condon pattern. My version of it came from a Cross Stitcher magazine, a digital copy, but I believe that this is also available on her Etsy shop now. And so there are 12 Santas. It was called for a white, like, what's the fabric with the sparkly stuff in it? Whatever, white fabric with sparkly stuff in it. I chose to do this on a 32 count. It's the Aqua Splash Lugana with the little kind of snowflake looking things on there. So I made pretty good progress on this year. Again, this is one I feel like is very doable to finish up. Probably, I might try, the sample of this in the magazine was made into a pillow. I might actually do that for this one, make it a pillow, maybe. Although, you know what? I did that because I thought I could put it on these chairs, but the blues are very different. Okay, never mind, I probably won't make it a pillow. Probably not a pillow, unless you did red around it, but I still don't. No. Okay, he'll get framed, never mind. Good thing I did that while I was sitting here. Okay, oh, you know what? I am missing one. Okay, well, that's okay. We'll talk about that next time. I'll tell you what it was. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you is the Heart in Hand, A Honey of a Tiny Town. All the tiny towns, super cute. So the one we're missing, because if you're counting, I'm only going to show you 9, is Big Hearted Tiny Town, which I'm currently working on, and I forgot to grab it and bring it over. So you know what they look like. So this was the other tiny town that I started. I don't have a really big start on that. And quite honestly, I do not think I know. Yep. I do not know what fabric this is. I was not good at keeping track. And I believe I chose some different colors. Like this looks pretty similar, but I think I did choose some different colors. When I get further into this, we'll figure it out. I would have written it down in my notebook. But that is the start. But this is 32 count, some kind of linen. I don't know what. All right, so yeah, we are missing the other tiny town. Okay, and then nope, not the last one. The second to last one is Strawberry Fields Forever from Blackbird. I have all of these beetle themed patterns except for Yellow Submarine, because I'm not super keen on stitching all that yellow. I think I might, I don't know. I thought originally about not doing this like gate and bricks at the bottom, but then I actually read the inside about it, and like this gate is sort of iconic to the Strawberry Fields thing, so now I kind of want to do this part. I'm not sure about this pot and the like design of it. I don't know. But I made some serious color changes on this, so if you've been here, you've seen this before. I am stitching this on a 32 count, let's put this behind here, 32 count Icelandic blue linen. And it's all different colors. I'm not gonna necessarily share the colors yet because I don't know, things could, well, probably none of these are gonna change, but as I go, like where things are and what else I might use might change. When I'm all done with it, I will happily share the conversion if anyone wants it. If you want it right now, just send me a message. I'll tell you what I'm using. So I have the border basically done, I think, pretty much. So need to get back on that. This was also a stitch along. I know Shiloh X Stitch MD was doing it and some other folks. This, again, it feels like something maybe it could get done this year, but I don't know. Feels like there's still kind of quite a bit to go on there. So that might not be a finish it up this year kind of deal. Okay, and then the last was a Mill Hill kit. This is called Kshell. And I am doing it on everything that came with the kit, the perforated paper and the floss. I started this while I was at a retreat. These are good, you know, like it's all right there. It's an easy thing to start while you are away. It was not specifically a cross-stitching retreat. It was just like a crafting retreat that I go on with my friend every year. So a fair amount of progress, but still quite considering this is pretty much full coverage, there's still quite a bit to go. So we will see. And I do have one of these frames, like a white one. So I'm hoping that's a really easy thing to like fully finish once it's done. Okay, that's the WIPs. So plans. And I'm sorry, I'm missing the one. Okay, plans. So since I only have 10 WIPs, my thought was, let's just pick one WIP each month to work on, and knowing that the dog's declaration is going to be, that's something I want to work on every month, at least a couple days every month. So it really leaves 9. So I'll have 3 months where I could either pick up a WIP again if it's one I didn't finish, or start something new. We'll see, whatever. But I'm just going to focus on a WIP a month. I am going to work on the square dance patterns from Heart and Hand. I'm telling myself I need to not buy any more of these monthly sets because I always think they're real cute. And I think, oh, I could just like switch it out. But I mean, there's only so many of those things I think that I want to really have out. And I already have 2 sets of like monthly things. So this will be number 3. I have 1 more, and then we're gonna like say no more to that. So I'm gonna do each of those in the month. And then I was interested in the idea, and this sort of dovetails into that Pam from Just Keep Stitching is doing the 24 starts in 24. And at first I was like, I just got my WIP list down. I don't really want to start that many things. But then I was like, okay, but like you finished 47 things last year. So like if you focused on things that you could start and finish for most of those, it would be very doable. So, and I think it will be. So I am going to count those 12 will be part of it. And then if nothing else, I would like to get some more ornaments done. So I might just do those 12 things and then 1 ornament per month. And then those will be my 24. Now, I will tell you, I've already started and finished another thing in January that I'm not sharing yet because it's not really, like we'll do that next month when I tell you everything else I did in January. So there'll be other things besides those 24, but I am gonna roughly kind of participate in that. What I really, and I sort of thought if I had another start, like let's try to narrow it, because I'm not going to do WIP Go, but I thought if I, like sometimes the difficulty is in choosing like what you want to start. And that's where WIP Go helps, right? Is, okay, this is telling me what I need to work on. As far as the WIPs go, I feel like it's just going to be whichever one I'm drawn to that month. And we're going to cycle through all 10 of them. And so like I did the Big Hearted Tiny Town now because I feel like Valentine's Day, it's like the appropriate time to do it. So I'm going to work on that one. That's why I'm working on that one now. But as far as other new starts are concerned, that wouldn't be like the ornaments or the 12, I was trying to think of like categories to choose something from. So I kind of came up with these, and it literally just happened to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it really was 12. So there were 12. So I thought, well, maybe each month it will be a start based on one of these categories of things. So I will tell you for the month of January, it was stitch something that is a single color floss, right? I'm not gonna tell you what it was, but it was a smaller piece single color, right? And I have a few things that fall into that category that I have patterns for or want to do. So it was just making a choice. Something with a bird on it, because I feel like all of a sudden I have all these bird patterns that I want to use. Oh, okay. A new designer, like a designer I have never stitched anything from before. And I am, side note, going to try to like limit the purchasing of new patterns this year because I have a lot and I'm never going to stitch all of this. So, but I have plenty of designers that are new that I haven't stitched anything from them yet. So a new designer, something that I purchased from Etsy, something that came from a Booker magazine. And Helen D is doing a whole like book it sale where if it came from a Booker magazine. So she has that one going on. Something that was a gift. So I have a few patterns that were, or kits that were gifts from my family. So like that would be appropriate. Something using a fun fabric, something other than a basic pale blue or tan color. And I'm not super big on the crazy fabrics, so that one might be a little bit of a stretch. But like I have some fabrics that are, at least in my mind, fun. Something seasonal, like that's easy. I have lots of those. A Quaker, because I haven't really stitched a Quaker, but I have a couple patterns. So like that I might save for the summer Quaker. That could be that month. Something I purchased used. I've purchased a few things from like the D-Stash, Stash Unload groups. Not a lot, but I have a few things, and they are things that I think they get forgotten about, or like I bought some stuff at a yard sale, whatever. Start that. I mean, we can always throw in a beach theme, or like whatever your favorite theme to stitch is, just because I know I'm going to want to start something beachy. And it could be like that I'm starting something I purchased on Etsy that is beach theme, so I could use it for either one of those categories if I wanted to. And then I just threw in holiday, like a holiday, whichever holiday, just a holiday. So I had those kind of 12 categories to help me make selections for the other items that I want to start new and make a choice, because it is hard because there's so many patterns and they're all so cute and you just want to stitch them all, but there just is not time for that. So I think that is roughly it. Thank you very much for joining me here today. And if you are new, I hope that you will subscribe and come back and see how this all susses out during the year and how I do. Otherwise, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. It is freezing here in Ohio today, as I'm sure it is in other places. So I will be here snuggled up in my cozy, staying warm, and probably getting some stitching done. So I will probably be back in February and we'll give you an update then. Thanks, bye.